All right, all right, we're back. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 340. And one thing I want to say is that I was rewatching the anime of like the end of the show of Hunter x Hunter because like it ends at the Chairman Electron. And I was thinking about Alika and Illumi, and I thought about it is that like another reason why why Illumi doesn't like Alika is because like Illumi's like it goes back to what like Subone said about him like straying away from the path of an assassin, and he's more about like he wanted to like control Killua so he could control Alika, and then like in the show like when she was when Alika was like having Suborn do her request or whatever, they panned to his face and like he looked very angry. So I think that like he doesn't like other people being able to control people, I guess. And I think that's like his whole thing. That's like why he wants to control Killua and whatever. But yeah, all right. Succession War. Oh wait, no, this isn't the Succession, is it? I forgot. I don't know if there's a mini arc in between, but the Succession War is very, very, very complicated. So I gotta make sure I pay close attention, and I gotta do my due diligence and all that stuff. All right, let's get moving. Big trouble, everyone. Also, I moved my camera because last time I noticed that like my camera was kind of covering it, and I need to have my camera in a better spot. In a better spot. Something like that. I don't know. Big trouble, everyone. Perfect timing, Beans. Have a seat. All the Zodiacs are together. Cheeto was about to speak. You're not gonna quit it, are you, Chairman? Don't worry, the likelihood of that is equal to your manners improving. Monkey. This sounds urgent. She's responding to Beans. Alright, so this arrow means that like she's responding to them. So she's responding to Monkey and she's responding to Beans. Yes, watch this. Vast amounts of resources. Foods, untapped reserves for a plentiful future for humanity. Who's that? Kakin King Huego Ro. Like 99% of his kids know that. Kakin's king. Vast amounts. Hold on, he can't mean. We, the Kakin Empire, we shall carry on the dreams of humanity and advance our reach to the Dark Continent. So he's referring to like this area, the Dark Continent has a lot of resources, food, and all that stuff. So, and they're moving on to the Dark Continent. I knew it. The Dark Continent, the Forbidden Region, and the ultimate taboo. What's the Dark Continent? For real, what do you know? What kind of hunter are you? It's outside the world map. Magical beasts are said to originate there. Whenever humanity tried to venture there in the past, ancient manuscripts described great calamities. Over 200 years ago, the Continental V5 Forum signed a treaty agreeing to leave it alone. It's nonsense to be tied down by superstitions, spread by countries now in decline. The time has come for a rising nation, the driving force behind modern society, to open a new door. Do they really have a plan? New only in name. Their economic growth has made them cocky enough to ignore the treaty. To open the new door. Do they really have a plan? New only in name. To open a new door to lead the rest of the world. Do they really have a plan? New only in name. So, alright, so far, Kakin Empire, so their territory, it seems like they're a rising country. And it seems like the rabbit or whatever, I forgot what animal she is. She's suggesting that like she says new only in name. They say they're trying to do something new, but like it seems like there's always been a way to go to the Dark Continent. It's just that like They don't do it. They're asking, do they have a plan to get there? Because like all these calamities or whatever 200 years ago, they've been knocking people off. So they gotta have a plan. Did Cochrane ever sign the treaty? Didn't everyone have to? They may not have. Cochrane made the transition from social imperialism to parliamentary democracy, and the most silent revolution in history 30 years ago, by taking the royal name out of the name of the country. Technically, they became a new nation. Social imperialism to parliamentary democracy. So they're trying to say that like because they made a new nation that like they don't have to abide by these treaties or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty. They may have neglected to renew treaties. Maybe it would be unethical, but not a target for sanctions. This is big news. No, not yet. The real problem is coming up. Just watch. To lead the Dark Continent expedition team, we have required the most qualified person available. Let me introduce you, the leader of the greatest specialists in the world, a veteran among fighters in active service his whole life, the legendary pro hunter Isaac Netero. We've hired his son. We got Beyond here. Beyond Netero. Captain Beyond Netero. So it seems like it could mean that he's a specialist, that's his name type. But we might not know. He really looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Looks very cool. Oh shit. How do I gotta exit out. Oh wait, frick, I went all the way down. Alright. Chairman Netero had a son? He had no family. We need to confirm this. My beloved father always used to say, when you stop challenging yourself, your life is over. Deciphering myths and exploring ruins, we learn where our ancient ancestors came from. No matter how many obstacles, there no matter how many obstacles, but is there a need to confirm this? It's like the chairman himself is talking. Stand in the path of our goal. No matter how many obstacles stand in the path of our goal, I promise I will remove them. Age, gender, nationality, employment, race, none of it matters. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity. I will turn down no challenger. Anyone who wants to win this new land is my family. Each person will have a role to play. All you need is the courage to step forward. Let us go, come one, come all, to Cochrane, to the new world. Wow. Yes, he definitely has a presence here. I promise to take you there. Everyone is wavering. I don't blame them. Even I heard the chairman in his speech. So, actually, the chairman left 2 DVDs. He knew this would happen. Here, he told me to show all the Zodiacs if anyone came forward claiming to be his child. For real, let's watch it. Idiot, he said all of us. There are 2 missing. Oh, come on. It'll take forever to track down Gene. Harrison is usually in his office at this time. No, he's not vice chairman anymore. Oh yeah, we have to decide on that too. Was your talk about choosing a vice chairman, Cheeto? Later. Message first. We might find Harrison. Jing won't even answer his phone. Quiet, everyone. I'll make my speech first. As it turns out, it's not unrelated. Over 100 million views on iTube in an hour. 100,000 phone lines can't keep up with the flood of applications. So he's not even extending it to like just like Kaken citizens, like he's extending it to the entire like world. Like everybody from around the world. Keep taking them. The king received a formal request from V5 to withdraw the announcement and sign the treaty. So they're trying to stop him from going. Tell him to ignore it. They have been asleep for centuries. What do you need to do to follow the V5 rule anyway? You must send an application for passage to an agency operated by the V5. In order to apply, there are procedures. In order to apply, there are procedures to follow at each country's ministries of foreign affairs. You'll be tied up for a month apiece by contracts and briefings. That's 5 months total. You need 3 letters of introduction from members of the applicant's Congress to see the section chief. Okay. So you have to get approval to go on to voyage through the area. And you have to do something with the foreign affairs. They debrief or they verify the people that are going on the trip. So I'm assuming that's what they're on with somebody. I don't know who it is with. You need 3 letters of introduction from members of the applicant's Congress to see the section chief. You're still not guaranteed acceptance. Section chief is probably the guy who accepts the applications or whatever. Who cares? Stop your yammering. But you asked. They'd make me sit around for years, waiting for permission to play by their little club's rules. Then after dropping a fortune, I might get to accompany the expedition on a supervised sightseeing tour. I want to go where no one has gone before. Meet people nobody has met. I want to explore without bounds. Is that Harrison? That's some new people though. Acquire things nobody has touched. In the great wide open, leaving my mark on virgin territory. I won't turn down anyone who joins or chase after anyone who leaves. But I'll crush anyone who tries to interfere. Wow. This guy's ambitious. He's one of the most ambitious people, you know? It's very, yeah, the rat person. My favorite character. And the Borjing both submitted requests to leave the Zodiacs. and I approved. So the 10 of us are everyone. I think we can have a look at that message. One more thing, this is important. We have a special mission direct from the V5. Hunt down beyond Netero. Wow. They want this man out of there. They want to stop this expedition. Wow, this is a very good opening chapter. Like this is like unbelievably deep. So we get introduced to like it's like politics, man. Very interesting. Territory nobody's been there. Every time they go there, there's always a catastrophe. They decided to sign laws that like they don't want to go there, and now there's a rising country that like is trying to like go there or whatever, and they have the chairman of the Hunter Association's son who's working with them to get there. Harrison and Jing are left the association, and they both signed to go with Beyond Netero to the Dark Continent. This is a very important arc. This is a very important, like a lot of information, you know. And now the Hunter Association has received orders to hunt beyond Netero. Wow. Wow. Look at this art style of this guy. It's one of the most ambitious people. Gone Freaks, our eager hero. He became a hunter to reunite with his father. He was critically injured in his battle with the Chimera ants, and Aldica healed him. Leorio Pardonet, Gon's friend and a pre-med hunter, became famous in the association during the recent chairman election. Kurapika, Gon's friend. His goal is to find his brethren's eyes scattered throughout the world. Gon's father, one of the top 5 ninjas in the world, withdrew from the Hunters Association Zodiacs. Harrison, former Hunter Association vice chairman and formerly one of the Zodiacs, intricately involved in Beyond's journey plans. Beyond Netero, Netero's son, planning the forbidden journey to the Dark Continent. Zodiacs, Mizai, Pion, Gel, Genta, Cluck, Sacho, Cheeto, Kanzai, Botobai, Sai. Story thus far. Gon dreams of becoming a hunter like the father he hardly remembers. The great Jing Freaks. Gon reunites with Jing's old friend Kite and starts on an adventure in the NGL, where an encounter with the Chimera ants results in Kite's capture when he tries to protect Gon. Finally, the king ant is born, and he is a vicious creature who would even eat his own kind. Our hero stormed the palace in East Gorto to defeat the ants. Mankind is victorious, but at the cost of the Hunters Association chairman Netero's life, and Gon is critically wounded. An election is held to pick the next Hunter Association chairman, and Cheeto of the Zodiacs is picked. Gon is healed by Aldica, Killua's sister. Netero's son Beyond announces a voyage to the Dark Continent to the entire world. The Hunters Association is ordered to hunt Beyond. So they only did this after Netero was killed, which means that like they probably expected the Hunters Association would be hired to go after Beyond or stop the voyage to the Dark Continent. Wow, this is oh yeah, this arc is great. You signed the contract? Yes. Our job is to do research on travel worldwide and organize a database, taking into account political and social landscapes. Alright, that should be chill enough for me. Our job is to do research on travel worldwide and organize a database, taking into account political and social landscapes, biodiversity, and climate calculate travel risk and conservation level, and ultimately assign countries a safety index. And the special unit you were assigned to has an important job coordinating all the restricted voyage agencies. Yes, I'm well aware of that. So these are probably like world-renowned people. Like I don't, they might not be in the Kaken Empire or whatever, but they're definitely like social workers that go around the world. And our job is to do research on travel worldwide, organize a database. So maybe they're trying to like get more information, like to like create a better map or like you can even get some more information on the country or whatever, Kaken's country. What is rule number one for employees? Rigidly screen applicants for travel to the New World and administer a multilateral and comprehensive inquisition and training process. In other words, don't let anybody go to the New World. When you have to keep them on a short leash, and now there is a problem. Rigidly screen applicants for travel to the New World and administer a multilateral and comprehensive inquisition and training process. We are obligated to accompany qualified travelers and make every effort to maximize their safety. In other words, don't let anybody go to the New World. When you have to keep them on a short leash. Yes. And now there's a problem. You mean Kaken? They're doing as they please because they haven't signed the treaty. They bypassed the screening process and are now demanding unlimited access. The biggest problem is that their trip isn't filed under sightseeing, but under business colonization. What the gatekeeper of the New World hates most are people who lack manners. What the gatekeeper of the New World hates most are people who lack manners. Oh, so I think these are people that like they have you were special unit were assigned to as an important job coordinating all the restricted voyage agencies. So he's like in charge of like places like you're not supposed to go. And basically like so like this is like the guy like they're supposed to go through like legally like they're supposed to go to. So like to like get permission to go on this voyage. And they can't go on the voyage. And this guy is not going to let in anybody to go to the New World. He's under orders to do that. And what the gatekeeper of the New World hates most are people who lack manners. Like they don't like people that don't follow their rules. If negotiations fail at the summit next month, it will be very difficult to stop Kaken. What would happen? What would happen? Pandora's box. The lid that must remain closed will be opened. A figure of speech. I thought it was absurd too, back when I was young before I came here. Wow. Hazmat suits. Yeah, so this guy's specifically with the Dark Continent. What? This? They're all human. Where they used to be. A book called Journey to the New World was published several centuries ago, thought to be a lunatic's ramblings. Categorized as fiction at the time, Now its very existence is legendary. The price humanity paid for stepping into the new world, and it's still happening. Your job first is to read every word of it. Yes, sir. What was that? The price humanity paid for stepping into the new world, and it's still happening. You saw quite a number of bodies wrung out like towels. That book has accounts of people who went there and were wrung to death, but these bodies were all discovered on this side. Any record of the victim's passage to the New World. Some suggested it was the mafia due to the circle of acquaintances. Well, that's another problem. But the testimony of multiple eyewitnesses refuted that theory. They all say it suddenly happened right before their eyes. Among the witnesses are doctors, teachers, clergy, and cops. If they were all on drugs, well, in a way, I wish that had been the case. Anyway, read it and submit a report by next week. Identify risks of passage to the new world from various perspectives. Whoa. The lone survivor is in this room, but it's no longer human. That's crazy. It doesn't eat human food. It's been self-sustaining for almost 50 years. 50. It's unable to die. The Beyond report is more detailed about this. It used to be a hunter who went to the New World. So every time we take up this challenge, we flee back carrying an extinction level threat. The result of secret colonization efforts after the V5 Forum formed the treaty. Every time they go to the Dark Continent, they almost all get exterminated. For political reasons, the V5 avoided the Hunter Association and secretly sent in their own research team. My son, Beyond, is one of the experts in charge of the expedition decision making. Ignoring my warnings, he insisted on taking unexplored routes, which led to considerable casualties. He returned and brought back new threats. He wanted to try again, but I forbade it until after my death. Okay, so that's why he did it. So he was already going to the Dark Continent. And I made it a taboo for the Hunter Association as well. I've set foot there just twice when I was young, but the strength required there was not what I sought. I needed an opponent. I sought strength as an individual with either victory or defeat as an outcome. But in the New World, it was a harsh battle against Mother Nature, where no victor exists. The strength my son desired was formidable and essential to exploring there. If anything, he's probably more suited to being a hunter than I. Now to the question at hand. I want you to successfully explore the Dark Continent before my son. Overcome any of the risks of the Dark Continent and return with hope. Difficulty rating is indisputably A. However, this is a request, not an order. It's a selfish desire of mine that the association be the pioneer in hunting the mysterious and the dangerous. The rewards will be great, but the risks are far greater and will likely put the association in great peril. We merely opened the door to this haunted house and turned heel. Without crossing the threshold, we merely opened the doors to this haunted house and turned heel. without crossing the threshold. This is not an order. Think of it as a fleeting dream of a dead man. I repeat, this is not an order. I repeat, this is not in order. It's in order. Beans, be honest. There are no other last wills, right? No. Well, as far as I know, yeah. That old man doesn't know how to go away. It doesn't feel like he's dead at all. The long hair means this was recorded before the other one. Okay. What do you say, Cheetle? Since it's an order, there is no other choice. But since he insists it isn't, we can't get other members involved. Just as Zodiacs, right? Hold on. I don't mind us going to the Dark Continent, but I'm against hunting beyond. The reason? Well, I'm contrary. It's too convenient how one takes care of the other. If we have the same goal, interfering with them doesn't sit well with me either. If it's a race between the Hunter Association and Kaken, it's fair. Is it? The chairman's son has been preparing for decades. Have any of us ever considered going to the New World? As far as I know, I can only think of one such idiot. If Jing would help us for argument's sake, that's fine. But he's already left. Even if he were here, he'd insist on doing things by himself. It's not fair at all. Beyond starting way ahead of us. The hunt must happen. As long as there is no incongruence with the chairman's orders, Sayu and Kanzai's opinions are pure sentimental. Yes. Oh yeah? Don't we need to verify with whether the V5 is right or not before we hunt him down? We haven't found out why they want to kill him though. Actually, we kind of do know why he wants to kill him because they feel like he's violating that treaty. They say it's to benefit mankind, but it's just a scramble for natural resources and land. 5 countries can't decide for the rest of the world. That's what we as an NGO can meddle, as a non-government organization can meddle with. But our actions can indicate our intent. Don't get your priorities wrong. You'd put the political belief above the chairman's last words. Whatever, whatever too difficult, just decide. What's this have to do with the hunt? Sorry, not paying attention. Can you two calm down? Cheeto hasn't even told us for the hunt, the reason for the hunt. Exactly what I said. Once he's charged with sedition or inciting a riot, and the HA accepts the request, there will be a formal announcement. Wow. So it seems like they're arguing whether or not they should even like they have like things like the chairman gave them the orders to go to the dark continent. He didn't say it's a hunt beyond Netero or anything like that. And they're deciding whether or not like they should follow, if they should have like their own like political ideals, like follow what the chairman wants, or follow what the chairman wants and like try to like have some form of like independence from like the V5, which they usually do not do because they're a non-government organization that's like not supposed to. They're not supposed to like um, meddle in like these like foreign stuff or whatever. Yes. Yo. Been a while, Beans. Those guys must be the Zodiacs. Can you contact the V5? Say that you caught Beyond Netero. Wow. Let's just call it a quid pro quo, shall we? That is very unexpected. I actually did not expect that to happen or remember that happened. The 5 threats humanity brought back from the Dark Continent. Read this way. Read that way. That way. That way. Actually, that way, because like I'm looking at my screen and it's inverted. A spear that protects mysterious ancient ruins. The botanical weapon, Brion. Correspondence of desire, AI, a gaseous life form. Correspondence of desire. Hellbell, the twin snake, a monster that infects its prey with homicidal desire. A trade-off between life and pleasure, a beast that keeps people as pets. Pop. What the heck is that? All these things just look crazy. A gas, a botanical weapon. What does botanical mean? So a plant-based weapon, Brion. A snake. So these are the five things. 5 threats humanity brought back from their continent. A spirit that protects mysterious ruins. A gas life form corresponding of desire. A beast that keeps people as pets. And a snake that infects prey with homicidal desire. Endless despair disguised as hope. Zobai, the immortal disease. This is no place humanity should go back to. So these are the 5 threats that they know of. But obviously Nanika or something. Killua's sister is from the Dark Continent as well. We don't know much about her, but so those are the 6 things that we know of that are from the Dark Continent. Now then, you can do what you want with me, but I predict that I will be released and you will go to the Dark Continent with me. This guy is ambitious. And I'm not gonna lie, he's winning a lot of my respect. Impossible. You'll be in prison for a long time for inciting a riot. You are delusional. Well, that would be the correct answer. But the real world isn't like that. You have time to hear me out before you report to the V5. The conversation will be recorded. Is that alright with you? No problem. As if you could publicize it. He looks just like him. Just facing him makes me waver. What does he want? The only thing I know right now is that we're being attacked. I'll first tell you about the V5's official policy and the true meaning behind those words, so you can brace yourselves for the truth. This is the current official world map. Our location is within the enormous Lake Mobius in the center of the Dark Continent. According to our data, mankind has tried to go there 149 times. That's only the excursions we have on record. Only 5 trips had returning survivors for a total of 28 people. Of them, Beyond is the only one still alive. The 5 voyages were all unofficial and took place after the V5 formed the inviolability treaty with the cooperation of the guide. The current situation is that we cannot even cross the far ocean boundary without the guide. So mankind has never, not officially, succeeded in making a round trip by ourselves. The 28 survivors were all as fit as medalists and blessed with luck. Even so, only 3 of them were able to pass various tests upon their homecoming and return to their daily lives. That's a rate of 0.04%. Needless to say, sending civilians is foolish. Who's this guide? The being summoned by the gatekeeper. What gatekeeper? Read the files. The magical beast clan with the only pipeline to the Dark Continent. The only pipeline to the continent. Travel there is difficult without their help. Magical beast clan. May I say something? Go ahead. We know about these things already. Likewise for the 5 threats you're going to talk about next. Yes, this is a waste of time. 5 threats. I want to point out that any talk of risk only serves to fuel the fire for these adventurers. The same goes for the countries and businesses that pour money into things, then sit back and wait for the results to roll in. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Who the fuck is this guy? I want to point out that any talk of risk only serves to fuel the fire for these adventurers. The same goes for the countries and businesses that pour money into things, then sit back and wait for the results to roll in. The most this would do is decrease the number of applicants. We want to know the official way to stop cocking. Yes, I have a file on that. Article 4 of the UN Chartered Basic Relations Treaty. The international threats. Clauses 7 through 9 prohibit active involvement with contagious diseases, biological hazards, and unknown menaces. If it is determined that a nation is endangered, the use of force, including military intervention, is permitted. We know all this already. So does Kaken. Kaken will never back down now that things have gotten so public. I apologize for the currentness. I wanted to establish a common understanding that the means to stop them is limited and military. Considering the above, to quell the situation peacefully, it is necessary to invite Kaken to the V5. Reorganize as the V6 and unofficially support Kaken's journey. We must show that we have been waiting for them to become the last representative of the six continents, not that we have to add them reluctantly. The king will go down in history as a pioneer, and in return put in writing that the distribution of all rewards will be in even six. There are uninhabited islands that could accept immigrants in the neutral zone inside the far ocean boundary. Pretend they are the new continent and have the civilians spend their new lives there. Leave the actual voyage to Kaken on the condition that the members be carefully screened. Let them suffer and let them suffer the same fate that united the B5 so strongly in the first place. A chaperone is necessary. Is the Hunter Association good enough? We commissioned them to capture beyond. Okay, so this is the B5. Wow. So they're trying to figure out a way to stop them and all that stuff. We're talking about the risk of the place and like why it's so hard. They said something about like there being the magical beast clan is the only clan that's able to like guide people to the dark continent. So I wonder what they're trying to do. I don't know if they're trying to trick them into going into the dark continent, and they're trying to like uh and they're trying to have the civilians go here, or if they're trying to have like or if they're trying to get Kaken to agree to trick the civilians into going into this place while they go to the dark continent. Once they have him, it will be up to them to convince him. The Asunder Association will have earned their keep if they can succeed in being both firm and flexible. And if they fail, negotiate directly with Kaken's leader. We'll certainly resolve it with the V6 offer. If the Hunter Association isn't useful, we'll have to send an unofficial team ourselves. Then the real threat is that our budget is going to balloon by an estimated 25 times. So this is the summit that they were talking about. We insisted on an unlimited open door policy to clarify the choice, or else the V5 would never get off their behinds. And if we blindly followed protocol, the plan itself would have been crushed. If the safety of civilian immigrants isn't included in our duty, it doesn't seem as high risk to me. Because you disregard your own safety, that'd be brave. That's brave. But I'd question your leadership. This means that when you run away, you can't use protecting civilians as your excuse. You don't have to worry about our PR. Why don't you worry about your own welfare? Oh, so I think Kakin actually proposed that. Wow. I think they actually proposed that the civilians be over there. I give up. I have no idea what's going on. Somebody transfer. So that's like the average like the manga reader. It means Beyond Netero has got a ticket to the Dark Continent in exchange for making Kaken's king into a historic hero. But the V5 doesn't like to lose, so it wants to maintain dignity by making us babysit Beyond. This is good for us. High risk, high return. If we fail, we'll lose the trust of one of our best customers. If we succeed, it's possible we'll be allowed to hunt on the Dark Continent. There's a good chance of gaining great benefits for humanity, not just the association. Just trust me and contact the B5. They'll say, tell Beyond they'd accept a supervised voyage. Historic hero. Oh. So it seems like they see this as like a good opportunity, I guess. Chaperone is necessary. Association, couldn't it? So we got approval. We got approval to go to the Dark Continent. The King of Kaken. Ah, shoot, man. It's complicated, man. It's hard on my own, man. I gotta read it and I gotta figure it out, man. It's hard. It's hard. So it seems that like the leader. So it seems like they want a piece of the pie. So they gave Beyond permission to go, but they want to like, and they want to like integrate like Kaken into like the V5. So and make the V6. So they're adherent to like their treaties or whatever, and so that they also get a piece of the pie, and they can also like, have some control over, uh, like like with the Hunters Association or whatever. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how like the Hunter Association plot ties into their plan, but like they want to like supervise him, make sure that like he doesn't do anything. Um, yeah, they have to make sure that he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary, I guess. Just trust me and contact the V5. They'll say tell Beyond Netero they'd accept a supervised voyage, and that chaperone will be the Hunter Association. If the V5 trusts you, this is my challenge to you. The Dark Continent will be the proving ground. Will you be there? Yes, this is a battle, and the entire association will have to fight. Yes, if this is all true, we shall accept. First, there are many things we'll have to confirm. Fine, take my blood. Anything. He expected to be challenged as a fraud. I know he's the real deal, the chairman's son. He's using the Hunter Association as a stepping stone to get to the Dark Continent. Contact the V5. Wow, things are really moving. We were forced into this. It was underhanded, but the quickest way to the Dark Continent. We're going to an evil place with a sly foe who won't hesitate to cheat. It looks like will be going to the Dark Continent with Beyond. Plans have changed. This will be a top secret crucial mission for the V5. This will require the entire association's help. You cannot afford to lose. Huh? We're going together now. How is this a showdown? You amaze me. Beyond is saying he's going to the Dark Continent as a prisoner, but then he'll escape from us to do as he please. We'll have to find a solution to the threats while managing him and fighting off his comrades. In this land of complete unknowns, we don't know what will come to attack. But that's what hunters are supposed to do, right? Exactly, be prepared. I hope we hit it off with Beyond during the trip and have a fun adventure together. Genta, you optimist, dream on. I'll watch him, Cheetle. Okay. You should also be prepared. It will be a long imprisonment. A long time, huh? I'll wait as long as it takes. Wow. That is an ambitious person, man. Wow. He'll escape or even like he'll like they're saying that like Beyond is saying he's going to the Dark Continent as a prisoner, which is why he turned himself in because he assumed that they would give him permission to go to the Dark Continent, but but now she says, but then he'll escape from us to do as he pleases. He'll either escape or like they'll like like see like that he's doing something for like no maybe they'll have like some deal or whatever and like he'll like get some permission to like get away from the Hunters Association or whatever. I'll wait as long as it takes. That's very oriful, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well done. This was a good presentation. Thank you, but are you sure that was the right thing? What was? Like you asked, I submitted all the various risks, but isn't the agency contradicting itself if the conclusion is that we'd still go? It's no problem. Our duty was to inform them of the dangers and to propose a safer route to people who had already decided on a destination. The rest is their problem. Something else? Our official stance is that Journey to the New World was fiction, but in actuality, that book is the basis for the most important criteria for the world. Ha ha ha! You're like me. You'll be a great manager. An honest world would be best, of course, but peace is more important, isn't it? Yeah, the book is the basis for the most important criteria for the world. Wow, an honest world would be best, of course, but peace is more important, isn't it? So, like, they don't actually think that book is actually fiction of like all the tales of like what happened there. But like they say it's like fiction, so that like it doesn't like arouse like any suspicion or like any interest in going there because they want peace. Peace is more important. I'm getting it. Look at this panel. Giant whale. Look at that giant transport ship, Black Whale Number One. It can carry an astonishing 200,000 people. The interior is simple as it was specialized for transport, but that meant it was built at a low cost and in less time. Our hero king Hui Guowuro has declared that they will build 20 of these ships in a year, and he's promised to send 100 million people within 5 years. The commemorative first ship is scheduled to carry Beyond, as well as the king and 14 princes. Civilians will be picked by lottery, and current odds of landing a seat on the first ship is 1 in 1,300 people. The odds are better than you think. So we are inclined to focus on the spectacular and optimistic stories in the immigration plan. But one thing to note is that the risks inherent in this voyage, and people are concerned with that. The maximum rating on the published dangerous non-native species list is C. Can you explain how dangerous this is so the rest of us can understand? Oh, the likes of bears, sharks, poisonous snakes, wasps, creatures you might come across if you're unlucky. That might be fatal in the worst case scenario. Wow. But like their plan is actually not to send the civilians to the Dark Continent. They're not doing that. They're actually sending them to a different place, which they're like designating as the Dark Continent, but it's not actually that place. And like basically like that's why Beyond said that like they're like you can't use the excuse of the civilians protecting the civilians because the civilians they're over like on another uh, they're on another territory. So like he's saying they can't chicken out of like leaving Beyond Netero, you know. Opinions online declare that the Dark Continent surely must harbor deadly rank B or A creatures. Ha 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 ha. Nobody can rule them out completely, of course. But these people probably assume that humanity never went to the Dark Continent because dangerous creatures exist. Many ancient runes describe the calamities caused by going to the continent. We have concluded that these massive casualties were from infections by viruses and microbes. Modern medicine will prevent such problems from reoccurring. These guys are fucking crazy. These guys don't think that there's like no crazy ass like shit out there. Not even that. Like they even have the book. They have the book, right? They have that fictional book. Like so, like they obviously have like some knowledge of it. In fact, the minerals and liquids held by these flora and fauna are much more likely to be hiding miraculous compounds that can help mankind advance it by leaps and bounds. I declare the greatest gold rush in human history will take place in the next 10 years. These guys are the guys that want to make money and they're trying to sell it to the public. God damn me, capitalists. Whatever. The Dark Continent is the place where dreams are made. Hey. And this is beyond Netero's crew. We saw him in the other panel. Let me in on this. You're taking all comers, right? For a second I thought you came to stop us. I plan to. This whole message is specialty, a forced choice, depending on whether association responds to Beyond's proclamation. You'd send in 5,000 Chimera soldiers. You have had enough fun, haven't you? The association isn't your sandbox anymore any longer. Don't mess with it anymore. I'll play with you personally from now on until you beg me to stop. So you're finally going to pay attention to me. You will see about that. I might just be doing it for my own fun. So they were going to actually free him. So that's probably like the Hunter Association. They suspected that like they would try to free Beyond Netero. And lo and behold, Harrison already had a plan. That's what that whole thing with the end of the chairman election arc about the Chimera ant cocoons going missing. Those cocoons were going to be used to like free Beyond Netero. They're gonna raid and like try to save him. Wow, very important. And Jing is over there, like he doesn't really care. I guess he cares because like he obviously wanted to like stop Harrison. I wonder what Harrison's even doing it for. Is it just money? Like I mean, he's got to have money, right? What's he even doing all this for? Well, I guess he did say that like he's doing it for fun. Oh, is that what he meant by like in the anime when he says like if this place becomes boring, I don't want. I didn't think he meant this. Like he was gonna like raid the Hunters Association. It's crazy. Me, a Zodiac? Yes, you are currently the most respected hunter in the association. Your participation is essential for the success of the mission that will decide its future. We would like your help by all means. Hold on, I got things to do. Your medical studies? This may be presumptuous, but I've contacted your school. They've made a special exception and approved an indefinite term for study abroad, only if you go to the Dark Continent with us as part of the medical team. What? I will be chief physician. You'll earn academic credit for practicum experience. I know I'm the one asking you a favor, but I won't give you an easy grade. If of course, if you're not good enough, you may end up wasting months to years of your life. I must point out that this is a very dangerous and difficult mission. There will be no other compensation. If you'd rather be a doctor in a safe place and simply to make money, feel free to refuse. All right, then I'll gladly refuse. I should be the one asking you, what better opportunity could I wish for? Let me do it. Why? Why did he accept it? I wonder why he accepted that deal. But there's one thing. You have one more. Opening in the Zodiacs, right? There's someone I'd like to recommend. Kurapika. Why did you assume those were the two choices? If if they were the association doing what I want, would make things a lot worse. That's not a negotiation. Plus, that hunter's exam thing came out of nowhere. Hmm, look at that panel. Negotiation isn't even on your mind. This is a game you're playing by yourself. You're not going to ask how I knew you were sheltering chimera ants. It's not like I was trying to hide it. I'll end after this chapter. 3 chapters is a lot. If the association accepted the terms and went to the Dark Continent officially, they'd need expert personnel. But governments are risk averse and slow to respond, using private contractors. Contractors always creates disputes with contracts and distribution rights. Cheeto will try to recruit the necessary personnel via the hunter exam, so the association acts alone. It's the most realistic and efficient way. But to you, it's the most moderate and boring decision, one you'd rather not happen. Netero would. He would never do that. He'd accept losing the V5 as a client and refuse to accompany Beyond. He'd find his own way there first. Wait for Beyond on the Dark Continent and announce that the hunt for Beyond is on. That's what the Hunter Association should be, right? Why are you trying so hard to destroy it if you're so obsessed with it? Quite a twisted form of love. Any proof that I'm destroying it? Explain this forced choice to me. You're a crying baby for attention. If the association became boring to you, you'd go find a new playmate. The quickest way to find one is to dump the chimera ants into the world. That would also force a change in policy regarding the Dark Continent. But if the association shows a backbone, you'd happily deliver the finishing blow by sending the chimera ants to take the exam. It's the only way for anyone to become a member. A balanced exam that Cheeto will create amounts to a free pass for anyone with your tutelage and connections. Your followers will pass in bulk. Though I don't know what you do with an association full of chimeras. This guy's fucking crazy. What the fuck is this guy trying to do? What is this guy's goal? Like, so he's trying to Parasite was trying to lie and say that the Chimera Ants and the Hunter exam was not connected. But it seems that he has some influence over the Chimera Ants. So he was gonna get them into the ranks of the hunters that were gonna go to the Dark Continent and make them become hunters and all that. And that's why he grabbed all those cocoons supposedly. You and I are similar. We think in unorthodox ways. That's why I think what I think. scumbag. What a way to put it. But you're right, so whatever. People normally feel happiness when they love and are loved in return. I feel happiness when people hate me, and I feel compelled to hurt the things that are dear to me. But is that so strange? Look at that panel. Space. Depends on the extent, but I'm saying you're totally out of it, and that's not how we're alike. May I? You may not. Stay out of this, Baldy. Who do you think you are, busted in here and acting all? Got it? Now stay out of this. Are you the one who calls the shots here? Haha, come on, Jane. No, I'm number two, of course. So it's not a hierarchy of strength. Oh, you underestimate me. If you were only about brute force, I'd pummel you, and that would be it. That's not the case, which is the trouble. You'd be laughing inside, even as I made you cough up blood and stepped on your head. I'd have to break your spirit instead. Hmm. I'm number two now. Anyone got a problem with that? Who the hell are you? I'm from the Hunters Association. Is Kurapika here? He's out. Take your leave. Then I'll wait here until his return. Can I have some coffee? I'll get the milk myself. This is a warning. Don't come near me. I will not allow any violence. I am a crime hunter with a special investigative clearance. Save your lip for the nursery at the hospital, moron. We'll send you there. Restrain. I can't move. Closed courtroom. Cross game. Hey, you won't get away with this. What the hell did you do? You'll be released soon. But here's another warning, not another step. I will immobilize you as many times as you resist, over and over again. Okay then, the boss is downstairs. But he's in a bad mood. Try not to provoke him. You're a hunter, right? Is this your real occupation? What are you implying? We're not a crime syndicate, you know. We get 100% of our income through personal security details and gambling. We pay our taxes. They're both legal here. You have no right to say anything. I'm hearing a lot of noise. Who are you? What do you want with me? I can move. So he's seen his share of carnage. Mizaisnum Hunter Association. Have you heard the news about the Kaken going to the Dark Continent? I don't care. Leorio told me about you, and I'm here to make a request. Come to the Dark Continent with us. I refuse. I'm busy. Is that all? I hear you're looking for the crimson eyes of your murdered friends. From this point on, choose your words carefully. This is no place for outsiders. I am indeed looking for their eyes. What of it? There's a dark net site of similar-minded people. So Do you know that 6 months ago a video showing a large number of crimson eyes was uploaded there? Of course, so what? Kurapika is looking for the owner, but we don't have any clues. We have identified the owner of those crimson eyes. We accidentally came across them while making a background check on a VIP for the Dark Continent trip. It was a coincidence. It would be impossible to figure out from the video alone. That's all I can say to an outsider. I need you to consider carefully before you answer me. It was a coincidence. It would be impossible to figure out. If you join the Zodiacs, you will accompany us to the Dark Continent, but you will spend about 2 months on a ship. Would that be of interest of you? So this person is going to be on board. My priority is to recover my brethren's stolen eyes by any means necessary. All right, I will join you. Tell me who it is. Kakin's fourth prince, Seredenich Huegoro. The fourth prince. Scary, he's got aura. Wow. A lot of developments, very important developments. All right, I'm gonna stop right here because I did a lot of work here. Good work so far, I guess. So basically, we get introduced to the Dark Continent. We get introduced to Beyond Netero. We get introduced to really a lot of politics regarding the Dark Continent and like what people want out of it. Beyond wants to go where nobody's ever gone. He wants the riches that nobody's ever seen. The V5, like the big countries or whatever, they want to they want some of the share of the resources, so they ordered the association to capture Beyond, and they want him to have a supervised trip. The leader of the Kakin Empire wants more territory and wants to colonize the Dark Continent and have people live there, whatever. Kurapika, Leorio joins the Hunters Association because they feel like his support will help invest new hunters that are gonna go to the Dark Continent or have more recruits for the Dark Continent, whatever. Leorio suggested that Kurapika should be recruited, so that's how Kurapika becomes. Did they say that he's gonna join the Zodiacs? I forgot. Oh no, he's not gonna join the Zodiacs. He's just gonna recruit them to go with him. Okay. And we get introduced to the fourth prince, who has a lot of Kurapika's eyes, Kurapika's brethren's eyes. The Crimson Eyes. I forgot what his clan is called, but the Crimson Eyes. And it's the fourth prince of the Kakin Empire. Very interesting. Interesting indeed. So that's that. Wonder if there's anything else that I missed. Oh yeah, Jing and Parison. Uh, Parison, he grabbed those chimerants because he was gonna infiltrate the association with them, and he was probably gonna use them to free Beyond Netero. And I think a big thing that Jing said to Parison was that he didn't think that he said that Jing he said that Harrison was not the strongest person there, and I think that that was like representative of like Harrison's strongest suit, his strongest talent is like his mental and like his like mind games or whatever. So like Jing wasn't, that was actually a praise to Harrison because like he's accentuating that like his mental is so powerful, it's so in depth and all that. And like I'm not gonna lie, I love Hunter x Hunter. I really don't want this. I really want like Togashi to finish it and all that stuff. Well, when he does, oh my god. Maybe get the anime back. Oh man. But is there anything else? Oh yeah, the five threats. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff there. Like the five threats that like that humanity brought back from the unofficial voyages to the Dark Continent. Treaties, politics, um, beyond and beyond his I don't know if he's vetting them, but like he said that he'll take anybody that wants to go with him. So that's that. And I really want to go in depth, and Kurapika obviously like you can tell that like his eyes have changed. So like this arc that focuses on Kurapika like getting like closer to his brethren's eyes and all that. Like you can tell like he's a lot more serious. He's very serious, especially since he's been working with the mobsters and all that stuff. So, wait, first of all, what is this place, by the way? Because I know that there's, cause I kind of recognize these people. The boss is downstairs. Okay, fine. So Kurapika is actually a boss now. He's a boss of like I don't know what he does, but he's obviously like he runs like some criminal organization. Well, I guess they're not a crime syndicate. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what the fuck his group is, but like they do some like they do some type of work. I don't know what they do though. But he suspected that they were part of like some mob syndicate or whatever. Like they said they're not part of a mob syndicate. Like they get all their money through legal means. So whatever that means. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there's not really much more to it. Lamb. Look forward to seeing more of this. So we'll get more to it, and yeah, that's that. So thank you for watching. I will be getting more. I will be getting more in depth. I will be getting further. I will be reading more. I will be reading more anime. I will be reading. I may read some different mangas or whatever, and all that stuff. So thank you. Have a good one.